What is going on, Strive family? We are back again with another YouTube tutorial for you. This one is a number 3 on top skin fade, and we are going to touch up that goatee. My man is a real one. We always have fun, and if you ain't got somebody like my man Oscar, man, you got the wrong type of clientele in your chair. So we're going to start by knocking this down with a number 3. I am using my Supra 2s. This just chomps right through hair. This is probably one of the most expensive clippers that I have. It was like $300, something crazy like that. But if you're really working and chopping through hair or whatever you got to get through, this is the clipper for that job. Alright, so you're going to see we really knock it down. I keep them cleaned off. That's one thing that I like to do with all clients and people that sit in my chair is keep them clean. So boom, we gonna dust them off, get all that hair off of him, and then I like to spray this front hairline down with some hairspray, dry it, lay it down, and then we are going to line it up. Um, Especially like these low cuts, I like to get that hairline nice and laid down and sharpened up before I get going with the fade. So we're going to start in the middle and work to the higher side. So, all hairlines aren't perfect. So I always start in the middle and work to whatever side is higher or whatever side is more like maybe receding or pushed back. So we'll work over to that side, and we won't be pushing that side any higher than it already is. You want to keep it as natural as possible, because with the other side it's lower, so you're going to have to match. So if you go higher on a already higher side, you're going to have to push back the other side that's lower, and then he's going to have like a real crazy 5 o'clock shadow. So keep that in mind when doing your lineups. So we're going to get this box right, sharp as we can. Give us a nice rough draft, because obviously we're going to do the final copy with the razor. So now we are going to match this side here. And these gold FXs, man, I like these gold FXs. They are sharp. They are definitely the best trimmers out for sure, hands down. If you ain't got a pair, man, you got to get you one. So I'm checking my work in the mirror, and obviously it needs a little bit more love. Just going to give it a couple more taps. This is about a 17-minute video, and I did go over this fade twice. So when we get to that point, I will let you know. So boom, we're gonna set our first guideline with our 0 clipper closed. That's our clipper closed, and what we're gonna do is go all the way around the head with that, not worrying about any of the hair that's underneath that line. So we're gonna dust them off again, make sure the client is comfortable. So now I'm checking my work in my mirror, making sure that everything looks even. I did notice that his left side was a little bit lower, but obviously I catch that when I spin him into the mirror. So now what we're going to do is I already blended the number 2 guard into the 3, and then I took my number 1, opened it up, and worked that 1.5 into that 2. So I'm going to give you another angle of this and a little bit later on, so you can see that part, and we'll go through them steps again. So we're going to throw the 1.5 guard on and blend into that 2 guard, adjusting the lever as needed. Again, what I like to do is, get a rough draft of the fade and then go back in detail. Okay, so I like to keep the haircut moving and not get stuck in one spot. You can always go back. So we're going to take the 1/16 guard here. We're going to start with it all the way open and then close it as needed to fade that line out. But that line will still be faint. We're going to have to attack it without a guard. And again, I'm using my self-cut system clippers here for this cut. You can use my promo code J.STRIVES10 on all your orders. These clippers are nice, man. You can get a clipper and trimmer in one for I think it's like $70. And these are professional grade clippers. So we are going to attack this line, work that blend, adjusting the lever as needed. We should pretty much be done here. And I'm going to grab my Babylyss trimmers here, the boosts. I do like these. I noticed a lot of people have been putting the FX blade on them. I almost did that, but what I like about these trimmers is with the black blade that they have, the granite blade I believe it is, really nice for chomping through like really thick hair. I notice it doesn't get caught on the pores, and it took me a couple weeks to actually like it. I know it definitely doesn't work for lineups too much, so you won't see me really lining up with this. You will see me really cutting through bulk and really thick or coarse hair. But man, having all these different tools in your arsenal, all these weapons in your arsenal, and knowing what they do will help you really get haircuts done. So with this clipper, I would usually catch some pores on him, and I don't be doing that. So here we go. I'm gonna show you again. If you want to skip through, you can skip through. But we knocked it down to the 3. We set our 0 guideline all the way around the head. Now we're taking our number 2 and blending it into that 3. Now we're gonna take our 1 guard. We're gonna open it up, and we're gonna blend right into that 2. I just wanted to show, a couple different angles of this for those of you who are really learning. That way, you can see it from a different angle, see this fade really come together. So again, I am just working into that 2 guard, and we will grab our 1.5 guard and work any blemishes. But every time I'm coming up under that line, under the line, the first line, the guideline that we made, that's what I'm talking about. I'm working that fade every single time. I really don't remember when I started fading like this, but I know some people like to set like individual guidelines and stuff, and it's whatever works for you. This is what works for me at this point. Who knows? Maybe I'll switch it up. I can definitely switch it up and do some videos like that. If you want to see that, I can do it. So let me know in the comments. So again, we're taking our 1.5. I think I just threw the 2 back on. Yeah, I threw the 2 back on, touch that up. We got our 1/16 guard again. We're going to fade that line, work that blend. And as I'm coming around to the side, from the back to the side of the head, I'm rocking the clipper. So I'm starting at the left side, and then I'll, push the right side down. So I'm not using the whole blade. I'm using more of the corners. Might use that middle and then rock it to the corner. Okay, so we're going to use no guard here. Finish working that blend. And then we will grab our boosts and clear out the bottom. Sometimes I think it's nice to see something more than once. So I figured I'll put this in twice, so you can see it from a couple different angles. Once I start getting up into that 0 area, I will start pulling that trimmer off the head and lightening up my pressure. Okay, so right there, my pressure is light as I get up into that faded area. Holding that ear down so I'm not bashing them in the ear. Major key. Clear out that bottom. So, this is like my rough draft, and then I'm going to go back and, touch everything up. But as they see this haircut come together, like, I'm not afraid to spin him in a mirror and let him see how ugly the other side is. Like, he already going to be feeling himself when he see half of it faded. And that'll keep them calm, so don't forget to, let them see it coming together. If you keeping them out the mirror, they thinking something's wrong. And that's another reason why I like to, go back and then I'll do my touch-ups. So that way they don't feel like, oh my God, he's stuck on one side. No, we're just going to keep moving and we'll go back and work the blend. So we're going to bald out the bottoms because I already did the same steps to the side and then I faded the back. The same steps on the other side and then the same steps in the back of the head. Now we're going to go and bald it out. Balding it all out, working the blend. As I get up into that faded area, I'll make sure that I'm not pressing so hard. Right now, I'm kind of going back through, hitting them little blemish spots. Me and my guy always have good conversation. So again, we're going to go back through, touch up some spots. And now we're going to get to the goatee. Now, I always start by lining up that upper lip first. Now I'm going to go through, line up the bottom half, clear off the other side, the cheeks and all that, clean it all up. And I also gave you another look at this, another angle of this, but we're going to line up the lip, then flip the trimmer over, go across the top of the lip, check our work in our mirror, make sure that, that mustache is looking on point. We're going to fade the mustache. My guy likes his mustache faded from the corner of the lip in. So I'm going to tap the top of the lip, make sure that's nice and sharp. We're going to go and make sure that this goatee comes to a nice clean, vertical line. We're going to line up this goatee. I like to get it all nice and clean, and then I will go and bald everything out with my with my balder, my shaver, and then we'll lay them back and we will shave the final copy. The final copy will all be done after a hot towel shave. So boom, we'll bald it down, get it nice and smooth. I also feel like, when you do this saves some time with the razor, because really, you're going to be going back over it with the razor and making sure that you're getting anything that this machine didn't get. Because these machines get close, but that razor, will get anything that you couldn't get with that machine. So I like to, before I, shave them, I always hit them with this shaver. Okay, so we're going to taper this down here. I'm going to start with that number 1, opening it up as I get down to the chin area. Got our clipper open. Just kind of tapping the top area. And now we're going to start tapering in the mustache with this clipper open. And I think I'll close it a little bit on the corners just to get a really, really light shadow, tapering it into the number 1. And I like to go down in the darkest part of the mustache. It keeps it from poking out. Like the women will complain if the mustache is too pokey. Most women. Again, I'm going to show you another angle on the other side. So, we're just smoothing this out. The corner of the lip blending, but you can see how everything came together. That clipper work. I think we have that 1/16 guard on, and we're going to go tap that, taper that down. I'm going to throw our 1.5 on, kind of work that into that chin. And I think I normally hit this with a number 4 with the grain. keep it dark, but keep it cleaned up. So you can see how I kind of have it come to a point. And I'll take that point and lighten that up, but I keep it real dark under the chin. So here you can see the mustache coming together. We're gonna take that number 1 and fade that down, knock that down. But it's really a nice tapered mustache. And I think if you were to try this, don't close it. Don't close it all the way on that corner. Start with it open. You could always take more hair. You can't put it back on. So when you're trying new things, make sure that, start a little bit longer. Same thing when clients tell you they want something, you better start a little bit longer because they don't know what they're talking about half the time. All right, so we're going to use our Pacino's matte paste. Y'all can use my promo code J.STRIVES15 on all your orders. What I like to do is work this into my hair, my hands, and then into the hair. Don't forget about the eyebrow. Don't forget about the eyebrows. Them shit's fleeked. I always put a little bit of product through the eyebrows just so that way them things lay down nice and sharp looking. Boom. That's our finished look, guys. That's our skin fade. Hope y'all took something from this, man. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share this with your friends.